What's going to happen to the economy in 2021? The World Bank Group is painting a grim economic forecast as the pandemic continues to ravage economies. More businesses are expected to fail, and insolvencies are likely to increase by 30% by the end of 2021. The US dollar could collapse by the end of 2021, and the economy can expect a more than 50% chance of a double-dip recession, the economist Stephen Roach told CNBC on Wednesday. Do the Americans understand what will happen when Biden removes tax breaks by raising taxes on all citizens, and the corporate tax rate goes back from 21% to 38%? I know what will happen. Any money left in 401ks will be gone, along with millions out of work. This will utterly destroy America once and for all. The market will be manipulated to make it look like all is well while the foundation is being washed away. Fed will pump. That is the plan. They are not done yet consolidating and sucking in the plebes. The pandemic will still be with us next fall. Trends forecaster Gerald Celente from his side predicts that we are going to the Great Depression, with more lockdowns, increased taxes, more small business bankruptcies, millions of lives and businesses will be destroyed around the world. The US will continue abusing the currency like a dirty newspaper. Pandemic deaths will go up. We will be hitting records in the next few days. Deficit spending up. Companies have decreased earnings, yet markets are at all-time high. This is a classic bubble. S&P 500 is worth half of what it is today, based on the Shiller P/E. We are on the exact same path that Zimbabwe, Venezuela, and so many others have already gone down, and the very foolish decisions that we have been making are only going to end in complete and utter disaster. If we keep doing this, we won't be facing a major financial disaster years from now. Rather, it will just be a matter of months before the wheels start coming off. But our leaders do not have any intention of changing course now. During 2020, the Federal Reserve has been pumping money into the financial system at a rate that we have never seen. Of course, the federal government is going to continue to pump out stimulus package after stimulus package no matter who is in the White House. Virtually everyone likes getting free money from the government, but you have probably noticed that the price of just about everything has been going up lately. Inflation, stock will keep going up, and the US dollar will continue to drop. Money doesn't care about pandemic deaths. And since the US government can do nothing now but print, they clearly don't care either. They can't sustain this bubble in a rising rate environment. Housing will slow, then prices will revert because the price increases are 100% due to low rates. Then we'll see a massive pullback in earnings. PE is at 22 times 2021 earnings right now, a record high. The Russell is the first to pop. It's playing catch up with the market, but sky-high PEs will start to shed smart money. The economic destruction coming from a second wave of the pandemic lockdowns combined with the civil unrest from all the lies the media will spin out of this contested election will usher in the last 8 years that looks as though it will commence on or about the 20th anniversary of 9/11. Welcome back to the Atlantis Report. You are here for your daily dose of the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Please take a second to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to also hit the notification bell. Many of you have asked me where they can buy silver and gold bullion. You will find in the description box the links where you can buy American Silver Eagle, silver bars, or rounds. I highly recommend that you start stacking some silver bullion for the future. It's not so much a matter of doom and gloom, it's a matter of recognizing that the increase of risk has reached levels that are off the charts and adjusting accordingly. The event that could trigger greater cascading events could come from any number of places: pensions, stocks, housing, bonds, etc. And while the Fed says it can and will just keep printing its way out, that potentially triggers other events, like inflation, undermining the status of the dollar as a reserve currency, and even possibly war. Then you have globalism plowing ahead like one of the kids on the short bus taking control of the wheel, because not only are systems and people not ready for what those globalists are proposing, but also what they're proposing is just a really, really bad idea. If they can't even get it right on the smaller level of the European Union, how in the world can they get it right on a global scale? The proponents of globalism are freakin' nincompoops and just add another dimension of risk to the equation. Masks and lockdowns are a horror show. Order restored from chaos. It's obvious the globalists are playing every card they have to destroy our way of life. They want Venezuela-type socialism with full government control of industry and the economy. Government-run health care, free college, free housing, guaranteed jobs with a guaranteed income, no more oil or gas industry, spending billions or trillions on climate change folly, and all this will cost tens of trillions of dollars. Biden has signed on to some of it, they'd roll over him to get the rest. It would destroy our economy. That scares me. Apparently, it doesn't bother you. You hide behind democratic socialism and try to pretend it won't be that bad. Well, it would be. The government has never done anything well or efficiently. Central bank shenanigans in perpetuity worldwide ensure that gold will outpace any other asset class in the next 10, 20, 30 years and beyond. How can it not? Gold is money, nothing else. The entire fake economy is living on paper promises and suspended interest payments. Millions are now permanently unemployed, have little to no savings, carry lots of debt, and have no prospects for future employment. Real estate, both commercial and residential, are in the calm before the storm. The government can suspend economic reality, debt service, for only some time. The public and private pensions are bankrupt and too big to be monetized. Dollars have maintained purchasing power only by constricting supply and the coming massive markdown of all assets paper. The debit-credit bubble has burst, and there is no escape from the coming death spiral except a reset to the only true asset left, having no counterparty, gold. The longer governments fight this reckoning, the longer we suffer this economic debt load malaise. Trade gold and this market if you will. But for me, gold is gold and will survive unscathed through the coming storm. The dollar price of gold does not concern me a bit. True wealth is measured in ounces held in hand. While the paper price of gold is set at the COMEX, the Keynesians can put the price anywhere they want to. If gold dips below $1,700, good luck finding any physical gold in quantity for anything less than a $200 plus premium. Dollar holders around the world have just witnessed the once mighty USA degraded to a banana republic, seriously considering MMT as official policy and in permanent deficit forever. How much longer will they view their dollars as safe stores of wealth? The US dollar had run its course already by the turn of the millennium and was the main reason for 9/11. As the digital economy was on its way, the future of an all-dominant petrodollar was on its way out amid a lack of military conflicts and large government clashes. As the Pentagon and media gift of the global war on terrorism eventually could not be sustained, a series of plots to move this war home to the West also petered out and had to be replaced by something new. Welcome the new global menace meant to replace ideological terrorism, medical terror. Old game plan scenarios were quickly dusted off by the think tanks and philanthropic groups to throw the entire world into a panic of fear fest. Why continuously fuel this kind of disaster capitalism and push towards a totalitarian governance model, you might ask? Because the path chosen for the US dollar was taken a long time ago, perhaps even earlier, but certainly by the time of the Vietnam War. The power behind the curtain of the United States chose following the Second World War to adapt the philosophical and tactical strategy to that of the German Third Empire, which it had defeated. While projecting a benevolent facade of tolerant inclusiveness, the core theme was dominance through coercion, subversion, and economic hegemony to create a global empire. All global empire projects eventually end up on this path to self-destruction, so the United States is not unique. Today even the illusion of power and dominance is crumbling, and the last people to realize this is the propagandized Americans themselves. They continue to believe the slogans of the city on the hill, beacon of freedom, exceptional nation, etc., while their leaders continuously push in the other direction. It's a tragedy to witness. When the US dollar implodes on itself, and the global fiat regime comes to an end, it will not be the end of the world, but Western people, in particular, will wake up to the fact that they will actually have to start working for a change. The gravy train of living off of other people's work will be over. A tough pill to swallow, but eventually proven to be a blessing in disguise. The amount of stock they own is constant, but the value of those stocks is artificially inflated. Unless they have cashed out, those are just imaginary paper gains. Shuffling to different stocks is pointless since the entire stock market is a bubble. Hedge your portfolio. Cash and bonds for deflation. Gold, property, stocks for inflation. I see nowhere else left to hide but precious metals. And after looking into Bitcoin, I am very discouraged. I will buy some, but that thing is super tracked. Just to get a wallet, you have to send in your ID? I thought it was anonymous. Nope. And every transaction is connected and tracked forever. You don't think the IRS is on this? Try selling some Bitcoin or spending it and not reporting a profit on your taxes. Gold, silver, and platinum in your hand is true money that is out of the system. As I said, I will invest on the dips in Bitcoin because I think it does have some value and upside, but it is like buying a stock. There is no hiding the transaction. You have to report on your income tax return if you own Bitcoin. I don't know if many people are aware of that. It's like having to report a foreign bank or brokerage account on your tax return, same thing. Meanwhile, gold has annihilated stocks over a 20-year period despite being manipulated downward constantly, and the Fed printing trillions to prop up stocks. You've got to look at the time period comparison from when they started cutting interest rates after .com and 9/11. That's the base change to the economy. Now we have over $27 trillion in debt on our way to $40 trillion and maybe even $50 trillion by the end of the decade.